Okay, today I'm going to try and run you through how to do a very basic USB drive, or how to do the raw shape of it. So I'm just going to do a basic 2D sketch and then push for an extrusion to actually create that 3D form for us. So what we're going to do is, the first thing we're going to do is create a new project for this. So when you open up Fusion, if you click on your waffle in the top left hand corner, you should get a list of projects. If you don't get a list of projects, there'll be a button up here in the top left, a back button, and then it should, if you click on that one, it should bring up your list of projects. I'm going to click New Project, and I'm going to call this Year 9 USB Drive. Wait for that one to save, go into it, and then I'm going to click Save over here. Location, check that I'm in U9 USB drive. I'm going to call this USB Tute and hit save. And that's going to make sure that it continually auto-saves, so it's impossible pretty much for you to ever lose any data. Okay, so we're going to start. I'm going to start our actual work. So we're going to click on Create Sketch here, and looking at our cube over here, we know that that diamond is the top, so we know that this guy here. Hold up, didn't quite work. Create sketch. I'm going to make sure I jump on this diamond here. So this is the diamond, this bottom one here is the diamond that lines up with the top, because it's the same shape as the cube. So I'll click on that. You'll know you're on the right one, because what will happen is this cube in the top right hand corner will read top for you. The first thing I'm going to draw in is I'm going to draw in a box that actually shows me how big my USB can be. So I'm going to hit S. I'm going to type in rec for rectangle, and I'm going to do a center rectangle. Then I'm going to click in the very middle origin and drag it out. Now your maximum size is 75. So I'm going to type in 75, tab 35, like so. That's our maximum size. Now I don't actually want to use that box. I actually just want it to be a construction box. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a box around all of it. I'm going to hit X. And what that's done is that's actually created a guideline box for me to help work out what I'm going to do. So for this one here, I think I might actually make mine roughly about this size. I quite like the proportions of what's going on there. So I'm going to come down to here. I'm going to make it a little bit shorter. So I'm going to go 35 by about 60, I reckon. Oh. Change that one to 60. So I've got a 35 by 60 there. Alright, I'm happy with that. If these other lines, these construction lines here are upsetting you or annoying you, remember you can just delete them out at any time. But it's just to make sure that you don't make it too big. And I'm going to hit D. I'm actually going to dimension this line out here as well. Now, I'm going to put a bit of a curve in the sides of this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my line tool. I'm going to create a line across the back here. And then I'm going to create a line down the front here. Now they're going to be construction lines, so I'm actually going to click on them, hit X, click on it, hit X, and now I'm going to dimension it to make sure it's the correct distance in the back. So I'm going to hit D, click on the back line, then click on the dotted line. I'm going to make that 8 mil, I think. Click on the front line, click on the dotted line, and I'm going to make that one 8 as well. Now I'm going to bend it in and put some sort of bend here, like an arc. So I'm going to hit S, type arc. I want a 3-point arc. I'm going to click there. I'm going to click here. And I'm going to bend it in just a little bit to make it easier to hold. So I'm going to go to about there maybe. Now if I want that same line over here, I can use a little trick called mirror. So the first thing I'm going to do is hit L. And I'm going to draw in a center line. So when I hover it over that, the little triangle comes up. See the triangle coming up again? That means I've got a center line down the middle. I'm going to click on that center line, hit X, and I'm going to use the mirror command. So I'm going to hit S, type in mirror, click on that line, go mirror line, select that middle line, let's try that again, S, mirror, objects, this line, mirror line, that line. You can see it's just popped it up around that corner there, hit OK, and now I need to trim out these side lines here that I've got. So I'm going to hit T, I'm going to trim that one out, and then trim that one out there. So I'm starting to get a bit of a shape for what it is that I want there. So now what I need to do is actually add some thickness to that. I think 10 millimeters is your maximum thickness that you can have. So I think I'm going to make this about 8 millimeters. I think that's going to look proportionally correct. So I'm going to hit E to extrude. I'm going to click on this shape. And I'm going to go 8. Now if you want to see what that actually looks like, you can go to the top here and click on this top left-hand section of the cube. And you can see sort of what that thickness is going to look like. I think it could be a little bit thicker. I'm going to go to 9 mil. Yeah, I think that looks good there. Alright, so we'll roll it round. Jump on this top corner. And I'm starting to get something that looks a little bit like what I'm after. So I'm going to put some indents in this top section here. Going to make a bit of a pattern on there. So I'm going to click Create Sketch and jump back on this top plane. And I'm going to put in a line going across. Let's do an offset. I'm going to hit O for offset. Click on this line. No, I'll do it as a line, I think. Sorry, go back. I'm going to hit L for line. I'm going to snap it to the middle of there. And the middle of there. Turn it into construction. And then I'm going to do another one. Down here. Like that. I don't think that line's dead straight, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to click on that line. And I'm going to hit horizontal vertical down here in my sketch palette. That's going to lock it. I'm going to make that one so it's about 4 mil in from the edge. Actually, I might make that about 6, I think. Yeah, so then I won't interfere there. I'm going to do a 4.5 circle on there, like so. And then I'm actually going to hit E and extrude that circle down. I'm going to go -1, like that. I'm going to hit F for fillet. I'm going to fillet this bottom corner, and I'm going to hit 1 there. And round that out, so it's kind of like a golf ball. And I'm going to hit F again on that top one, and I'm going to do a 0.5. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into sketches. I'm going to turn this sketch 2 back on, so I've got these lines. And now I'm going to use a pattern to actually fill that pattern onto all of my object. So I'm going to hit S, type in pattern, rectangular pattern. Pattern type, I'm going to go features. I'm going to click this one, hold shift, this one, and this one. And my direction type, I'm going to go 10 mil on that. Distance type, extents. Let's go spacing. Change that one to 10. direction select. So first thing I'm going to do is hit direction. I'm going to click on this one here. I'm going to drag this out. So I'm going to go maybe 4. 4 and 7.5. 7.7. Yeah, so I'm going to go 4 and 7.7. And then on my other direction, I'm going to come down this line here. Going this way. Start with about 20. Got to click this arrow. Pull that into about there. Quantity, I'm going to go about 8. I think is right. And I'm going to try and just space those out a little bit more. Let's go 7.5. Whoop. 8 on here. Distance 7.5. 7.3. Yeah, I think that's about right. Enter. Let it do its thing, and I've actually applied that pattern to the top. Finally, I'm going to round my edges off. So I'm going to hit F for fillet, and I'm going to grab all these top edges. Actually, no, the first thing I'm going to do is these edges around these edges here on the sides. I'm going to hit F, that edge, shift middle mouse button to go around, that one, and that one. I'm going to put maybe 4 mil on it. 5 mil. Yep. To round that off, and then I'm going to fill it again. Click all those, and we got the ones underneath as well. So just clicking to highlight them all. Gonna make those maybe 1 mil. 0.5. 0.8. Yeah, it's gonna let me do a 0.9. I'm gonna go 0.8 on those. Just because it's starting to interfere with other parts, so it won't let you actually do it. Setback. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll just do a 0.8. Hit OK. Turn our sketches off, and we're starting to get a good looking shape for a USB. Now hopefully that gives you the idea of how to make a basic USB drive, how to use some of the different tools inside Fusion, and it will help you decide which concept it is that you want to pick, so that you don't pick a concept that's too difficult to make. All right, thank you very much.